Good morning and welcome to our online service. I hope this finds you well. And it's Palm Sunday this Sunday, and this morning we've got Paya, our intern, who is taking the service at church this morning. And so I just want to do a bit of a devotion on a few verses that come after the reading that he'll be doing this morning on Palm Sunday. So let's read from the Psalms. Psalm 118, and I'm reading from verse 14. The Lord is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. The Lord's right hand is lifted high. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. I will not die but live, and I will proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord has chastened me severely, but he has not given me over to death. Open for me the gates of the righteous. I will enter and give thanks to the Lord. This is the gate of the Lord, through which the righteous may enter. I will give you thanks, for you answered me. You have become my salvation. The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. The Lord has done this very day. Let us rejoice today and be glad. Lord, save us. Lord, grant us success. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. From the house of the Lord we bless you. The Lord is God, and he has made his light shine upon us. With boughs in hand, join in the festive procession up to the horns of the altar. You are my God, and I will praise you. You are my God, and I will exalt you. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. So let's join together and sing.
God and King, his love endures forever. For he is good, he is above all things. His love endures forever. Sing praise, sing praise. With a mighty hand and outstretched arm, his love endures forever. For the life that's been reborn, his love endures forever. Sing praise, sing praise, sing praise, sing praise. Forever God is faithful, forever God is strong. Forever God is with us, forever. From the rising to the setting sun, his love endures forever. And by the grace of God we will carry on. His love endures forever. Sing praise, sing praise, sing praise, sing praise. Forever God is faithful, forever God is strong, forever God is with us, forever. Forever God is faithful, forever God is strong, forever God is with us, forever, forever.
Now, Paya will be reading from Luke 19 verses 28 to 40 today, and he'll be preaching on that this morning. So I want to pick it up from verse 41 through to 44. So you can imagine this magic moment. It's like a cameo. It's only a very short time. Um, the disciples go and find this colt, this donkey that hasn't been ridden. They bring it to the Lord. The Lord already knew what the situation would be, and they bring it back. They put cloaks on it. He hops on it, and as he's coming into Jerusalem, people are throwing down cloaks and waving palm fronds, and you get this beautiful, joyous, celebrating time that there's something in the crowd that is recognizing that there is something in this person as Jesus. And it's often like that, isn't it? It's not necessarily that we get the whole picture, but you know that there's something real here. There's something true. There's something that draws your heart out. And so the crowds were singing and speaking, and in Luke it says, "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord," recognizing Jesus as King. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. So that's the normal context of Palm Sunday, but it was a very, very short-lived thing. In Luke's gospel, it says some of the Pharisees in the crowd said to Jesus, "Teacher, rebuke your disciples." And because they were celebrating and exalting and honoring Jesus, and they felt that they were that he was putting himself in a high place, and he needed to come down from it. And Jesus says, "I tell you, if they keep quiet, the stones will cry out." So a couple of weeks ago, we looked at the raising of Lazarus, and I suggested that that was not only for the crowds to understand, or for Lazarus' life to be brought back to him, but it was also the Father preparing Jesus for what was coming. He was actually taking him through almost like an object lesson of what happens here with Lazarus. I will do even more with you. And so it was just one of those little confirmations of what Jesus was about to go through. And it's similar here, that when he comes into Jerusalem, the crowds are honoring him as king in Luke's gospel. Some calling out in other accounts the son of David. But the point is that Jesus is being honored, and there was something very prophetic about that, because he is the son of David, he is the King of Kings. And even though the crowds didn't fully understand it, they knew there was something there. And so that's another one of those little things that the Father has built into Jesus's life in preparation for where he's going. So it's not just the ideas in Jesus' head, but the Father speaking it back through the crowds. And in another way, and I talked in Luke about that, it's saying about some of the Pharisees telling him to rebuke his disciples. And in Matthew's gospel, it has this line, and it goes something like this. It says the whole city was stirred. And then in John's gospel, you get Pharisees saying, "See, this is getting us nowhere. Look, the whole world is going over to him." And isn't that interesting that even in their jealousy and in their rage, they're actually prophetically stating that the whole world is going over to Jesus. And I think there's something quite special there. So I want to pick up the reading in verse 41. So as he approached Jerusalem and saw the city, he wept over it. And you can see the mood change. We've had this little cameo, this little special time that was so short-lived. It was cut out by distractors, by people jealous or whatever their motivations, that really, in their words, cut down the moment. And now Jesus' heart is turning um, to Jerusalem, and when he looks at Jerusalem, he's not looking at the city as buildings. He's looking at the city as a people. He's looking at the city as a place where God has used and will use again to draw all people to himself. And we know that's going to come through his son. So he looks at the city and he weeps over the city. And in this account it says, if you, even you, had only known on this day what would bring you peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. The days will come upon you when your enemies will build an embankment against you and encircle you and hem you in on every side. They will dash you to the ground, you and the children within your walls. They will not leave one stone upon another, because you did not recognize the time of God's coming to you. Now, there's a few keys in that. Particularly, I want to keep before us that very last line of not recognizing the time that God has come to us. Because there's always a time, and there are often many times, where God comes to us. And there needs to be a recognition of that and a response to that. We're going back to where it says that Jesus wept over the city. Luke has already given us a little bit more explanation, which came earlier back in chapter 13. And Jesus says these words, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kill the prophets and stone those sent to you. How often I have longed to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, and you were not willing. Look, your house is left to you desolate. I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. And you really see the heart of the Lord, that he sees these people that are like sheep without a shepherd. And he sees them in their stubbornness, in their woundedness, in their lostness. He sees some in their arrogance, and some who he's come across regularly who in their blindness have made God their enemy. That their stubbornness of wanting to hold on to what they think they know and what they think they are, rather than submit to God. And Jesus interprets that by saying, if you knew my Father, you would recognize and know me. And so he sees all this, and he sees the pain that they're going to have to go through. And so he weeps over the city. And he said, if you only knew what was needed for your peace. So Jesus is about to go and do something, and for you and for me, it's very difficult, I think, to comprehend both what it cost for Jesus to go to the cross. And even though we can theologically speak of it, it's quite it's even quite hard to understand that he had to go to the cross. And so from that point of view, it's hard for us to really know what the cost of peace was. But on the other side of the coin, there's also that sense that for us to come into that place of peace that the Lord wants for us, there has to be some response in us. There is that, in a sense, bowing down to the Lord, bowing down to God, surrendering to God. Now, the prophet Jeremiah, right at the beginning of Jeremiah in chapter 2, and God is addressing Israel. And this is what he says. He says, "My people have committed two sins. They have forsaken me, the spring of living water, and have dug their own cisterns, broken cisterns that cannot hold water." So a cistern's like um, something that holds water, and then usually has some kind of transport system to get it to where it needs to go, whether it's channels or pipes or whatever. And so they've forsaken God, the living water, and living water goes wherever it needs to go. And they've dug their own cisterns, and they're cisterns that don't hold water. And that really is the judgment on the world. That it's that independent spirit in our human nature. And I hear the Frank Sinatra words, "I did it my way." And that sense that um, when we try to fulfill all the things that we think we need in life, and we try to do it ourselves, and the judgment is, the Lord is saying that does not work, and it won't work. It won't give you what you really are wanting, desiring, and what you actually need. And you need to turn and come back to me, the living water. And so that there's two aspects of that peace. There's what Jesus is, the cost of the peace to Jesus and to the Father in the cross. But there's also the cost of peace to us, that instead of continuing in an independent spirit, um, we actually place ourselves in a dependency, in a sense, placing ourselves in the hands of God. Lord, all that I have is yours, and I surrender my life to you, that in you I may have living water, I may have life eternal, that I may have friendship with you, and that I may know your peace. And that's what the Lord wants for us. And we see in this account, which, started off so fantastically, this beautiful entry into Jerusalem, and then how it was cut down by detractors, some of the Pharisees, and then how now the mood is moved and Jesus is weeping over Jerusalem. You really see the heart of God there, just that longing for people to be set free, longing for people to come into that place of peace, which Jesus paid a very high price for. Now, for those of us that have known the Lord for some time, we can still be aware of places in our lives where we don't have that peace, where there's that stirring within us, that unsettledness within us. And sometimes we may not even know why it's there or how it's there or what to do about it. Only that we know where to go, that we need to go to the Lord with that. Lord, help me with this. Heal me of this. Bring me through this and turn this defeat into victory. So that's what I want to leave you with today. Remember that the Lord's purposes are worked out in the midst of conflict and difficulty, but the Lord's purposes will always prevail. So as preparation, as you prepare for Easter, for this coming week, I just pray that you just take the time to draw on that living water, and perhaps give up some of the systems that we have created for ourselves. So bless you all. Thank you.